Really? Oh, like it was shaking. Oh. So good morning. I'm not sure if you can hear me or not. I'm really not good at doing things and talking at the same time. I can sing and wrestle at the same time, but I'm not good at like doing my routine and things. And my routine is a little bit different today, but I'm deciding to try something different. So first and foremost, welcome. This is Shalandra, who breathes life into Shalance, and I really hope that this video finds you well. Thank you for everyone that's taking the time to watch each of the videos up until this point. Hopefully you have some sort of clear understanding of what's like going on. If not, feel free to ask questions in the comment section, and I'll do my very best to answer them. Today I have quite a busy day ahead of me, so I'm trying to get everything in my system now so that way I don't forget them. I'm out of coffee filters and went to the store and didn't get any. So we have these, and I'm gonna try to see if I can make this work for the coffee machine that I have, because it's not the right one. But maybe I can make it work. It might just work. Just work. What I'm making is Death Wish coffee. And I have it in this little bag because when I opened it, it split down the side. So every time I go to use it, some comes out. And I don't know, is it a matter of this packaging or user error? I don't know. So, it's this one. This is rich and creamy. It smells like vanilla, but I think this is, oh, yes, I'm thinking of a different one. This one is vanilla. I had one that had hazelnut and chocolate, but I forget which one that is. It might be like the regular one. It was like one of those outside bugs. That's what I get for leaving the door open. That's what that was. I hope that's what that was. In the meantime, I don't know if I'm supposed to shake it or not. So right now I'm taking omega-3 minis because I'm a baby when it comes to taking pills, and you'll see. That's my omega-3. I got this out just in case I couldn't get my normal coffee situation working. I actually don't even have that much left of this, and this is like a mushroom instant coffee. I'm gonna put this in my coffee. This is my berberine, larger capsules, they scare me. But I can do it because she is pressing on. She is pressing through. She got this. I don't know, it was that from me or is this a gnat? It might have honestly come from my nose, but it didn't look like a gnat, but I didn't want to, I was already paranoid. Get it together, girl. I'm actually just waking up, so you guys are the first ones that I am actually talking to. I had to hurry and swallow that one quick because I already had it in my mouth. I usually take more pills than that, but this is what I'm going to do for what I'm doing today. I just want to make sure I got, oh, my multivitamins. I have multivitamins from Her Legacy Fermina, and that is Mickey Jane's line. She and her husband have their own like line of vitamins and etc. So I have the women's multivitamin that I'm going to take today. I read the labels like every day as if I don't know what they do. Every day. I'm just that way, like something that I know that I'm only supposed to take one of, I'm still gonna look at it and look at the instructions. But I think that's a good habit to have, because when you have things like this, which I have the other ones too, all the labels look the same. So if you don't look at the name, you can easily like take something, like you can mess it up. Just like these, like the labels, like the colors and everything are the same. So if you're not paying attention, I might be thinking that I'm taking like berberine, but I'm really taking milk thistle. And they have very different instructions. Actually, no. I would have been okay if I mixed up these two because they have the same ones. But I do have some that don't say that. Like with this, you know what? Maybe they did that on purpose. I don't know, because this is a different label, like a different color, and it's take 2 soft gels daily. And this is just to take 1 daily. So maybe they did it on purpose. I don't know. I don't know. Next time I go into a vitamin shop, I'm gonna like try to pay attention to that. And also, if you are into health and things like that, or getting your supplements and things, I'm not sponsored, but I noticed that Vitamin Shop is having a sale, buy one get one 50% off on their Vitamin Shop products. I don't know how long that's lasting, I didn't ask, but it wouldn't hurt to go in if you're able to, or at least call before you go, because you may not live close to one like I do. So that way you can, you know, capitalize on that discount, because it is great. Because these supplements, they're not cheap. So I'm gonna hurry up and down the rest of this because I know I need it for my soul. Next, I'm gonna take my little pineapple juice, 100%, not that cocktail stuff. Get a little of that. What I do, I'll either drink pineapple juice or I'll have like the fruit, and then I'll just eat the fruit. Yeah, for reasons. And good morning. I saw someone comment and I didn't see it in time. Like, I guess it disappears when you're on mobile. But good morning if you're still here. Pineapple juice is good for you, but I can't have too much of this in one setting because of that sugar. So in the mornings, usually I don't eat. I try to, but I used to base it off of the activity that I had to do that day. If I knew it was going to be a hard workout day, then I obviously started with things to burn. And I would have most of my carbs earlier in the day because I just feel like I will burn them rather than having them in the evening time. Because the thing is, I didn't want to restrict myself of foods that I really enjoyed eating. I just wanted to get better at my portion sizes and also have something to burn off of when I was working really hard. I think the issue with that is that my body probably didn't know what to really do because it will be different every day. And so I don't think I was doing myself any favors. And then when I stopped working out as much, then I was like, oh, I have to change like how I eat. And I'll get into that later if you want to know about like my journey. But right now, what I'm trying to do is establish a kind of time frame, kind of like intermittent fasting, where my body is know it's going to take solids. So, and I'm still struggling because right now I'm thinking about an egg. So if I eat in the morning, it will be like protein, but mostly I have all my liquids in the morning. And then around 11 or 12, that's when I entertain the idea of having solids. And I try not to have any solids after 8. So that's my goal, and that's what I'm saying. Let me talk a little bit about day 5. So day 5 was emotional still. I still blame myself, but I'm trying not to become reclusive, which is very easy for me to do when I'm hurt. But it's a tough feeling because I can't be upset at anybody but myself. And that's the hard thing to accept. And so I am pressing on day by day. I can't like stop, because that's the very thing that kept happening that got me in this predicament in the first place, or at least that's how I feel. You know, some people have reached out to me and messaged me and told me that they believe that I'm being too hard on myself, that, you know, even if I had the chance to go back and did some other things, there's a chance that I might still be in the same situation. You know, I don't know. And there's a lot of people that are like, things happen for a reason. And there was even one person that was just like, maybe, you know, they can't come with me for this next phase of my life. I don't know. It's not easy. I'm still struggling, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be okay. That's all I can really say. But in terms of me personally, I am still trying to be motivated. Yesterday, I just let myself go to physical therapy, and I came back and I had like a pizza from Aldi, and I dressed it up and had pizza and wine, and I was totally okay. So that was my day yesterday. I can't keep doing that every day. So I'm getting back on track today. So I wish I had more to tell you. I really wish I had more to tell you, but I don't. And I really wish that I had more positive things to say other than the obvious, but I only have the obvious. I do think that I'm going to do a Q&A because there have been some questions asked in the comments, and people have sent me some that I think I really want to talk about, and a lot of them are wrestling related, and I am a wrestling channel, so I might as well. Yeah. Do I say a lot? I just caught myself saying it, and I'm like, do I say it a lot? Should we play a drinking game with how many times I say Because that is like something that I don't like. When I listen to certain people and is like in every other word or at the end of every phrase, my brain starts honing in on that, and I don't hear anything else that they say, assuming that I have to listen. If not, if like I'm on a video or something, I'm going to the next one. Because I'm like, dang, you can edit that out? Like, you already edited a little bit, because that's what gets me. Sometimes the videos are edited. I'm like, that's edited? Really? But I do know that some people edit that out. And that's why I notice like at the end of every sentence, and this isn't the case for all creators, but at the end of every sentence, some people usually break. Uh, and that could be for multiple reasons. But I do know a friend that does that because they'll say a sentence and is right there. So they'll always break it right before the and pick up. And so it's like every sentence there's an edit. So I get it, I get it, I get it. I do my best not to say it. You know, I don't know what happened, but I used to be a very, very good speaker, a very confident speaker. And it just feels like now this wonderfully big, huge personality that I used to have is like so small. And I actually know, I can think of quite a few incidents that I allowed to dim my light. And some of those I can't talk about. uh, because some of those instances involve people in wrestling and important people. And I don't know if it's okay to talk about those situations. I'm okay. Like, I'm okay and they're okay. And there's no like bad blood or anything. But I think a lot of the decline in my confidence occurred when I became an independent pro wrestler. I encountered situations that I had never encountered before. I encountered drama that I had never encountered before. You know, before wrestling, I was a college graduate that was blessed enough to travel a few places in the world to perform opera and for education. And I ended up working for corporate America, had benefits, a 401k, everything was pretty decent. I was able to afford everything seamlessly. I had my fur babies. I had bills on auto pay. Gosh, I missed that. Like auto pay to not have to worry because you just knew the money was already there. That was great. Like I had everything together. I was very confident in myself because I went to these other countries alone and I survived. I survived the gruesome college days. I survived a not so great home life and personal life. And then, so I'm like, of course I can handle pro wrestling. And I think the moment that I started training, I found myself in a situation and some drama. And that kind of deterred me a little bit because I didn't agree with how it was handled. I didn't understand the lifestyle. Like there were just some rules that they were saying to go by that I hadn't quite even gotten to or had to learn, or didn't really apply to the real world. And so that kind of took me down a couple of notches, and then I rose back from that, and then a couple of other incidents occurred, and I was just like, wow, I guess I'm just not great. I'm just not a good person, apparently, or no one wants to see me win. What's happening? And maybe, further down the line, I can share those stories, or maybe I can do like a story time, but like I don't say the names or anything. Because the people that are involved in these stories, per se, I don't think they know the effect that it caused on me. But some of them wouldn't care. And that's okay. I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Some of them wouldn't care. Some of them probably would care, but it's like, what do you do? And I don't hate anybody in these stories. I didn't then. I was really hurt, but there's probably one person in the story that I dislike, and they're the reason why the drama popped off. Not they caused it, and some of us were just like we got put in it, and so the person that was the cause of the drama between me and another person, that probably would have gotten along really well, that person I don't have any cares for currently. But if they sat in front of me and we had to have a conversation, I would have the conversation. But no one in the story is that I despise or hate, and I don't think they even think of me in that way. They probably don't think of me at all. So, but I think the lesson in this is, or what I'm trying to say now that I'm getting a point to go to, is I purposely said I allowed those situations to shake me. Now, I do cut myself some slack because I was brand new and I didn't know a lot of this stuff, if that makes sense. Like, yes, I had lived a life and everything, but because there were certain situations that I never had to be in, I didn't know how to handle those. And I was going through a redefining period. I didn't know this at the time, but because of the new responsibilities that I had in my life prior to wrestling, I was going through like another like metamorphosis. And I didn't completely complete that, and I jumped into the entertainment industry in a different capacity, and it's a rough side. Independent professional wrestling is not peaches and cream. It's not. But I didn't know because at that time I just had a goal, and I said, I'm gonna train, and then I'm gonna go to the performance center. I'm gonna try out. I'm gonna be in NXT. I'm gonna be on WWE. I'm great, and they're gonna love me. And I should have kept that goal because I probably could have been there by now, or at least been there, tried it, and see where it goes. But I just ended up cutting off a lot of possible blessings because my feelings were just so, I was so sensitive. So when people ask me, I think about going into professional wrestling, what advice would you give a trainee or someone who's interested? I would say just develop thick skin if you don't have it already. There's, like there are people that care, but it's a tiny handful. And at the end of the day, people who care can't make you do what you should do. They gotta worry about themselves. My skin was not thick. And every incident that happened, I took it personally and I spiraled. I really don't know what I could have done at that time, given that I didn't know that I didn't have thick skin at the time. Like, hopefully you understand, like sometimes when you're in it, you don't understand why you're not equipped. You just feel that you're not equipped for it. And that's, I think, what I was thinking. But why I say I allowed that to happen is because I let other people have control over how I saw myself. I let other people have control over how I reacted, because some of the things that I did and said weren't like me. Or let's just say they were, but I let people control the narrative. I should have really stood up for myself and really nip things in the bud. I was trying to be nice. I was trying to be understanding. I didn't want to piss anyone off. I didn't want to eliminate or cut off certain opportunities. And I see today many people who were deemed mean or disrespectful, or they talked too much, or they rubbed someone the wrong way, in the positions that I wish I was in. Because an argument, the average person doesn't hold on to arguments or disagreements that happened 5 years ago. And most people in this business, it's almost like everyone has CTE at some point, because they forget why they don't like someone, why they got into an argument, why is this, why is that. And at the end of the day, if you're good at what you do, the sad reality is people don't care how crappy of a person you are in independent professional wrestling, and probably in professional wrestling. There are some stories that I have of people that are completely idolized where I'm just like, I was burned. But I'm probably one of few people, or maybe one of many people that was burned, but this person is really good at what they freaking do, and they deliver, and their money. And people will put that aside. And as they should, it's business. I've wrestled people that I didn't see eye to eye with, but earlier on in my career, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So I can look back and say that I'm very thankful where I am now when it comes to my feelings and understanding the situations and understanding what's feelings and what's professional. I'm in a much better position for that. But back then I wasn't, and I felt like I wasted time because I was in my feels. And the thing is, there was no one to coddle me, to take my hand and tell me about myself. There was no one there that really knew how to talk to me at the time to be like, okay, so you're clearly going through something. You're taking this, and this is what you need to do. Now, my friends tell me that maybe people didn't think to do that, not because they didn't want to, but maybe because I give off a I'm okay vibe, like a more mature vibe when people sit down and talk to me, or I have it together type vibe. Because there have been times where I've been upset with my friends because I'm like, why didn't anyone check on me? Why didn't you think that I'm okay? Even right now, I'm not okay. And has anyone really checked on me that's in my immediate circle? No. But I know, because they've told me before, that sometimes it's just not obvious. And so maybe I was given that off, because people told me that way before I even started wrestling. And I learned that because I went through a lot of traumatizing things in my childhood, or a few traumatizing things, not a lot. I didn't have the easiest, I would say it was high school. I didn't have the easiest childhood to begin with, but it wasn't as bad as some others. But I think I really became aware of how dark my situation was in high school. And it amplified after I graduated. And not many people would have known unless I told you. So I say all that to say there's a huge chance that people didn't think that I needed more, or needed someone to like shake me and say this is gonna be okay and help walk me through the next couple of steps so I could keep walking. I didn't have anyone. So I spiraled. For the most, people were talking, they were just like, yeah, just stop talking about the situation, or just get over it, or don't worry, like people aren't even gonna be thinking about this. And to be honest, I mean, that's very valid advice. Like if I had to go to some of those people that tried to like tell me about the situation, and I honestly don't know, let me think on it. And maybe I can think on this and say, but I just don't know what I would say. I guess maybe I would look one of them in the eye and was like, hey, I understand that you're telling me don't worry about it, but I am going to worry about it. Is there a way that I can get more comfort in knowing that this situation is going to blow over? Or is there a way I can really speak to this person? I did ask to speak to one of them, but they told me no, there's no point. I don't know. And also one of those people, and they didn't know me like that, because word had got back to me that, one of them had spoken, was just like, Shalandra, she knows what to say. She knows how to say whatever. Like, she's really smart. So she knows what to say to get whatever answer she wants, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, they're like, she going to college, so she knows. I'm like, first of all, college, if anything, and college students can tell you, it teaches you how to BS, like to really just get yourself done and get, like, it teaches you deadlines. It teaches you what is the quickest way to get to point A to point B, and you meet people. Just because you go to college doesn't mean that you're super smart. I appreciate the compliment. It doesn't mean that I'm a linguist. It doesn't mean that, I think the word means what I think it means. Good with talking in languages or whatever. I don't know. See? I see where I'm coming from here, whatever. Bonjour. But yeah, like I would be lying if I didn't say that I'm great with talking with people and finding out like what they're not saying and what they are saying, because I listen. I think I'm a much better listener. And maybe in result of that, I can answer better, or I know what to ask better because I listen. But in that situation that happened, it was literally a straightforward question. I never tried to manipulate a conversation with any of those people. It was all legit excitement coming from little kid me in an adult body. Clearly, I still hold on to a little bit of that to this day. But all in all, I was not prepared when I first got into independent professional wrestling. And it pays to have someone who truly know you, or it pays to really know yourself enough to stand up for yourself, or to not even put yourself in certain situations. I didn't know. But maybe one day, maybe on a Twitch or something, live stream something, whatever, I'll give a story time on those situations. But some of them I just can't, because it would be too obvious. People will end up guessing. And the last thing I want is for something to go viral because they're like, this person kept this person back from getting anywhere, and now their career looks some type of way, and now I'm in a situation looking bitter and whatnot. But I bring those up to show like, dang. Okay, hopefully whoever that was, they picked up. Sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I heard a ring, a phone ring. But yeah, so where was I going with that? Oh, to sum all that up, I just didn't have what it took emotionally when I first started. And I took a lot of things personally, and it sucked. Give me 1 second. That'll be a weird taste. But boy, if I knew then what I know now, your girl would be unstoppable. But what I'm trying to tell myself is it's never too late. Do I personally feel that way right now? No. I feel like everything's too late, especially with what I shared the other day. And apparently, side note, when I list videos unlisted, people can still see them, and I don't know how people saw them. Because I thought with unlisted, you would just have to have the link in order to see it. But apparently, that's not the case, and YouTube recommended it even though it was unlisted. I don't know if that was a glitch, but some people felt super bad about that video, and they contacted me, and they commented saying like, hey, they saw it, and I'm just like, no. Oh, dang it. That was embarrassing. When I went back to watch it, it was cringy. At least cringy to me, because I don't like to see people cry. But in a way that I'm just really empathetic about it, though. Like, it will make me cry. But I cried and I was like, oh my gosh. So for those of you who've seen that video, I apologize, but I wanted to give the honest, raw feelings and struggles, and that was a tough day. It still is a tough situation. I still don't have answers other than the one that I don't want to do. And I still don't know if I'm going to be okay. I've only talked to a couple of people about the situation. That's it. And no one has answers other than maybe it's time to let go. So I don't know. I don't know. This series is still up in the air. If you have questions about anything that I mentioned, or if you have questions about wrestling or questions that you want to hear from like my point of view of wrestling, you can always leave those in the comment section. Even if I don't answer it in the comments, I'm probably saving it for a video. And yeah. So I hope you guys like this live. I'm not gonna do this all the time because it is long, but I have a day ahead of me and I didn't want to have to sit there and pause. Like, first of all, think about what I'm going to talk about and then talk about it and then post it. And sometimes like that video that happened the other day, which maybe that was God like, don't post that. Only the 6 people that saw it needed to see it. Or, you know, risking it being stuck and then I don't get it out and I just get frustrated. And honestly, when I started filming, I had something else in mind and it didn't go that way. I do have an idea. And someone told me not to do it because they feel like I'm thinking about too many people and not thinking about myself. But what I'm thinking, I want to at least once a week or maybe once a month do a live stream on Twitch and YouTube, or it might just be Twitch. I'm going to try to do it on both because I have to find something to do in the meantime. And I don't want to necessarily play a game, but maybe it's the type of game where it can easily be paused and whatnot. So I'll think about the details. But either twice or once a month, I want to get a independent wrestler like it's still available. What? Why are the chats disappearing? Oh, watch what? Oh. I think that video, if you're talking about the one where I cried and I looked really sad, is not available. I hurried and private it. I don't know if people want to see that or not. I might put that in my Discord. I created a Discord for just Shalonce fans so that way we can actually really talk, but I haven't given it to anyone yet. So I might post it in there, like the link, or I may put it on my Patreon. But honestly, and the only reason why I say that is because I just want it in a place where it just can't go out unless someone records it or whatever. I don't know. But I just don't think it's worth being seen right now. But what I was saying, sorry, I got sidetracked. I want to potentially do a live stream and have like an independent professional wrestlers like Cash App or Venmo, and we can just donate to them. I don't have a way yet to be like, oh, the streams, anything I make in the stream will be able to go to them because that's math and I don't know how to do that. Like, it's not separated per stream. But maybe we can, or I can figure out like subscribers like how much it would be. But then that's hard too, because I think Prime subscriptions are free, but I think I still get paid from those though. I actually don't know. I think it's easier to just get their payment information and go from there. And in fact, I think I want to do my first one on Saturday. Or maybe tonight. Probably tonight. I'll see. But thanks for listening to me ramble. I'm going to go ahead and get my life together so that way I can hit the road. And I love you guys and thank you guys so much for being here. And I really hope you have a wonderful day. Oh, this is the good shoulder. Oh, I think it's tired because now I depend on this side so much and lay on this side so much. I wouldn't be surprised if something's not happening correctly in it. Anyway, I have to come over here. You take care. I miss you too. Bye-bye.